Hey, let's go. Let's go. It's Wisdom Wednesdays, and you vibing with Shay on this good Wednesday. The midweek pick me up. How y'all doing out there? In this midweek weather. It's feeling good outside. It's nice and sunny. It's been hot for a few days now. So, I hope y'all enjoying the sun out there. Sun's out, fun's out, as always. Because the weather is not nice everywhere. This Guadalupe River in Texas then flooded everyone out around in that area, y'all. It's more than 110 people that are dead and over 170 people missing in the catastrophic Texas flooding. This took place, what was it, yesterday or day before yesterday? It took place just a few days ago. I think it may have been like two days ago. But amongst the dead, there was at least 27 children and counselors from Camp Mystic. Camp Mystic was the main spot where the flood happened. I guess they were right by the Guadalupe River, but an all-girls summer camp in Kerr County, where the worst of the flooding broke out, and at least 10 girls and one counselor remains missing. Kerr County Sheriff's Office, Lethea, said that at a news conference Monday, there were about 700 children at the camp when Guadalupe River flooded, and over 26 feet in just an hour. 26 feet, over 26 feet of water in just an hour. That's not enough time for anyone to, I guess if you can just get in a car and scurry out of there real quick, but how many children? 700 children at the camp, and you have an hour to try to evacuate everyone. Man, that's tough. There were some children that were able to get evacuated, from the scene and made it safely. So shout out to them and prayers up to the people that are still missing and to the families of the people that are missing. That's so sad. There was a 21-year-old girl, a 20-year-old a Georgia college student, also died in the flood. She was a SCAD student. Her name was Joyce Catherine Baden, or she was from Beaumont, Texas, and she was staying with 3 friends at a river home in Hunt, Texas when the flood began. All were reported missing. Prayers to all the families and everyone out there dealing with that's going down in Texas. I know there's still a lot of houses that are flooded. There's still people that are trapped and, trying to get to safety. So prayers up to Texas, definitely. There was also a deadly flood in North Carolina as a tropical central stormed through the city. Let me see what the name. It was Tropical Chantel is the name of this storm. On Monday, the National Weather Service confirmed that at least 4 tornadoes touched down as Chantel moved across the state, leaving paths of destruction, and at least 2 are confirmed dead from Tropical Storm Chantel, and that's in the North Carolinas. So there's also a major reversal of ocean currents in the southern hemisphere, and it has been observed, specifically a reversal of the southern meridional overturning circulation. So the ocean is circulating the opposite way that it's supposed to be circulating, and it's causing some issues, or absolutely expected to cause issues to arise in the future. Now, the reversal, where the surface water is rising and bringing deep water with it, is unprecedented in modern times due to human-caused climate change. Due to human-caused climate change. The change has significant implications for global climate patterns, potentially leading to increased atmospheric CO2 levels and disrupting weather patterns. It's hurricane season, y'all. It's hurricane season. We have a lot of floods going on. The ocean is circulating backwards. And with the whole CO2 thing, it's like something in the middle of the ocean that keeps the CO2 down, and with it circulating backwards, it's basically allowing this CO2 to be relieved from the ocean and into the atmosphere. And just know that CO2 is not something that you need to be breathing in or have floating around in the atmosphere, okay? It is something that is dangerous to the people. So just stay safe, y'all. Hurricane season out here, floods going left and right, the ocean circulating backwards, child. You never know. You never know what's about to be, what's going on. There's a lot of strange things. It's like the movie Stranger Things right now in the world. But have you guys heard about the Alligator Alcatraz? It is a detention center that was produced by Trump to hold the illegal immigrants or whatnot. So, but there have been harsh conditions at Alligator Alcatraz. Heat, rain, and mosquitoes everywhere. Not to mention the alligators. That's where the name come from. Alligator Alcatraz. It's like on a little island surrounded by swamp-infested alligators. Crazy, right? Alligator Alcatraz. Okay, so it's a detention facility in a remote location in Miami, surrounded by the Florida Everglades and alligator-infested waters. What in the world? They made sure no one was going to escape their baby. If you escape, you get fed straight to an alligator. Okay? You escaping straight into an alligator's mouth, and you're going to be some dinner. But at the rarely used Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport, that's where the facility was built, at a low-key abandoned airport in Dade Collier Training and Transition, is designated to hold migrants awaiting deportation as part of the state's efforts to address illegal immigration. And it was built in a matter of 8 days and has water problems that could lead to electrical issues. There's popular Cuban reggaeton artist Limzy L.A. Figuera, look, I have to get on my Spanish. Figuera, okay? He claimed they are enduring inhumane conditions, including lack of access to water, inadequate food, and denial of religious rights. In a phone call in the facility, La Figuera described what he called horrific conditions. He said they've been there at Alcatraz since Friday, and there are over 400 people there. There was no water to take a bath. It's been 4 days since he's taken a bath. 4 days. If this keep getting ran like this, you're going to have an immigration camp full of funky folks, malnutrition people going to be sick. I mean, if you don't get it, people don't get it together, you're going to have a building full of sick people that need help and stuff. It's all my mind is seeing it turn into something else, from a detention facilitating center into a damn hospital at some point. Basically, looks like where you're headed. But he have some other complaints that he haven't taken a bath in 4 days. The food at the immigration facility is scarce and unsanitary. They only brought a meal once a day, and it had maggots in it. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? It had maggots in it. They never turn off the lights. 24 hours of the day, the lights are just on. And it says the mosquitoes are as big as elephants. Lord have mercy. That doesn't sound like a great habitat to move people to anyway. First of all, why is the airport basically abandoned? Why is it a rarely used airport? It's basically abandoned. It's on an island infested with alligators all around it. That's clue number one, if you ask me. What? I don't know. I have no thoughts, but I know this is $450 million per year cost for this detainee center that's clearly seemed like it's sickening people and I don't know, inhumane conditions. So that's unfortunate. Our tax dollars are going to be going to that, always going to something that we don't want it to, but hopefully that gets under control. Now, what's up with Carnival Cruise and the new rules? Because, baby, the people are not with it. The people are complaining and having a hard time understanding the rules at the Carnival Cruise. Now, I don't cruise. The last time I was on a cruise, it was a lady who fell off the cruise ship. I don't know if she fell, got pushed, or what happened. I know she was drunk as hell. She was drunk on the cruise ship, flipped off the balcony, landed into the water in the pitch black dark in the middle of the night. It was about 12-something at night. The boat had to do a big U-turn. We had to save her. They had the big spotlights. All the people on their balcony trying to help find the lady and point her out. all you can hear is haunting screams and gargles of her in the water saying help. She was screaming for help. Y'all, it took over an hour to save that lady. I was traumatized. I told myself I'm not going back on any more cruises. People get on cruises and commit suicide. People get on cruises, get drunk, and get the drunk jumping off. I don't know. People get on cruises and get a domestic violence altercations and get pushed. I don't know what happened to the lady, but what I do know and what I did figured out, God saved us. God used that fish to save us, because I'm telling you, baby, she was a fish. She treaded that water for over an hour and did not drown. And we was headed to Jamaica, and lo and behold, we did get redirected because the whole situation just threw everything off. But guess what? It was a landslide in Jamaica as we were headed there. So my goodness, we would have been caught in that landslide. God knew what he was doing. He threw that fish in that water because she knew she could swim like she could. And risk a life to save a life. Risk a life to save a life now. He risked the right one, baby. She was a professional swimmer out there. I bet she sobered up when she got back on that boat. She got back on the boat, y'all. Tried to sue the boat for keep handing out drinks on the cruise ship, and she got drunk as hell and fell off. Now, one thing they do give you them drinks. They will give you those drinks, and that was one of the complaints on the new rules about playing the music and having the fan and all this or whatever. But if you buy a drink package, is what someone was saying. If you buy a drink package, there's a 15 drink minimum. 15 drink minimum. So come on, y'all turning them up now. Y'all turning them up. They definitely on there getting drunk. And thanks to you, you had a lot to do with that. So, the one of the rules should be 5 drink minimum or something. Y'all selling packages with 15 drink minimums. They're mad because people walk around popping their fans at night. Where them fans at? Girl, imagine yelling where them fans at 8 tequila shots. You on a cruise. Of course, they popping fans. They having a good time and turning up and playing music. I don't know if it was just the brown people, y'all, but from the pictures I saw on the cruise line, Lord, it was looking like Myrtle Beach Beach week. I ain't gonna lie. If anybody been to Myrtle Beach Bike Week, y'all know we be out there, street full of brown folks. Look, street full of them. So when I did see that picture, I did see, it was looking like Bike Week. So, but earlier this month, Carnival Cruises went viral on social media. And when the prominent cruise line shared the several significant policy changes after the changes caused quite a stir on social media. So this is what they broke down, about the rules. Carnival Cruise has shared messages reiterating what it describes as a renewed commitment to safety and respectful behavior on board their ships. These policies include curfews for minors. I did see like if you're under 18, you have like 1 o'clock and then you have a curfew. I don't necessarily disagree with that. 1 o'clock. I mean, unless your parents are with you, obviously, or something. But yeah, I don't think young kids need to be running around. Anyway, I agree. Y'all need to be somewhere asleep or somewhere with your parents or something. But yeah, so they have policies include, the curfew for the minors, marijuana restrictions, bans on Bluetooth speakers, and handheld fans. I'm just laughing at the fans. Was it that serious that y'all had to ban the fans? The clacking was that serious? I mean, did someone get beat with a fan? I mean, a fan is not even just used as an accessory to dance. It's hot on that damn boat. So you can have a battery operated fan, y'all, but you cannot have a hand fan. And of course, that's one of the reasons why the people in the world, on social media, in the internet, all over, whatever, is having some, side eyes going on about these new rules, feeling a little targeted with these new rules, I don't really see the tan people out there with the fans. I mean, but, all together, the fan thing is just funny to me, period. Like, what did the fan do to anybody? What did anyone do with the fan that it was so, serious enough that you had to ban it, And then what y'all gonna do when they play Where Them Fans At? They must not gonna play that song anymore on a cruise ship, because clearly, everyone is clearly gonna be, trying to get them fans out. But, let me see what else they have. The last several weeks, Black customers have noticed a rap and hip-hop music is no longer on board the ships, claiming that the DJs have declined their requests for hip-hop songs. Obviously, all of these changes have caused quite a stir on social media, and with many customers expressing their displeasure, now a representative of the cruise line has officially addressed the matter in a statement to Parade this week. A spokesperson for Carnival Cruise claimed that the rules are intended to promote a more peaceful environment for all passengers and are not intended to be any form of cultural eraser. Look, okay, they're not trying to erase the culture, guys. That's what they're saying. In fact, the spokesperson pointed out that many of these rules are now causing controversy and have actually been in place for years. They've been in place for years. So if they've been in place for years and they wasn't acted upon, or it wasn't that serious for anyone to follow the rules or whatnot, that must mean the people, what has changed with the people on the cruise ship? Have it been a lot of discounts or something going on? More people been going on cruises than often. It's been getting more crowded than before. It's normally not this way. Y'all done went on a cruise and messing up for everybody. Went up there taking the whole church family with y'all got big groups of people, the kids running around all times of night. Y'all around here popping y'all fans. People don't want to hear it. Now we got rules on the cruise. Look, it don't matter to me. I ain't going on nobody cruise ship anyways. Me and the water don't do well. I'm a little nervous. Be sitting on a cruise with a life jacket on for no reason. Just in case, y'all act like y'all ain't see Titanic. Stop playing with me. We're gonna get into this topic of the day when we come back, y'all. We're gonna speak a little about, about relationships. I want to tap into that a little bit. But get into these grooves by DJ Sensei. Turn us up a little bit, till we come back. Post 101.3. Let's get it.
Let's go. Yo.
101.3. In the building. We got Natural Beauty finally in the building.
In the flesh.
In the flesh. Look, in it. I'm talking about in it. Y'all, we done touched on this topic before, but it was more so from the female's perspective side. We did have one male in here, to tune in a little bit, put a little input. We only had one guy in here and whatnot. But I want to bring that subject back up again, because the original subject was about feminine energy and how do we, live in our femininity, and what does it mean to be in our feminine energy, And I think the word safe came up a lot. Being in a safe space, being safe emotionally, physically, and energetically. So the question had arisen, after we spoke about ways to make that happen for the woman or whatnot, the question had arisen. How do we do that, for the men? For the men, what do you feel you need to put you in a safe space? Feel vulnerable, open up, For DJ Sensei, I'm gonna touch on what it spoke about. It was more so about the emotions, not being too emotional and being able to receive the information given. I wouldn't say backlash or whatever, to receive the emotional response that's given, So he felt like, women are a little emotional, he may feel like I'm reluctant to share my feelings with you because of how you may react emotionally. You may hurt your feelings, you may cry, whatever. So I saw this post, shout out to Aunt Merritt, C-Town, Columbus stand up, but kind of had the same, post going on. But the men, it was a lot of men responding in there, and it was a lot of the same responses. And I just want to talk about that and go over that and just ask, why? Look, I guess why for us, if they claim the women is the one doing it. But the Facebook post was, why are you or were you reluctant to open up to a female about your insecurities, your weakness, or something that you were vulnerable about? That was the question. All right. Why are you reluctant to open up about that? Why are you reluctant to be vulnerable and scared to show any signs of what you would think is weakness? But being vulnerable and opening up and expressing yourself is not a form of weakness at all. It's actually the opposite. Because you have to be strong enough to take that backlash, criticism, or lack thereof, support or whatever. Or you have to be strong to stand in your truth and not give a damn what anyone have to say or think about it. Or if you're going to be, respected, or is that going to be accepted from them or whatnot. But there was a lot of men that all says is used against you, and not only that, but nothing is done about your feelings. It gets overlooked. Pretty much better off saying nothing at all. I'm gonna go through all these comments. I want to know. Is that, I mean, because like you could feel that way too, right? As a woman, right?
Yeah, that's also a weak mindset, because it's almost like you going into a fight saying I'm gonna lose just because that person big. I don't care about him being big. Like, I'm finna go in and I think I'm gonna win. Like, I think men could, I don't even know what the proper word to use without making it sound so masculine or making it sound like I'm trying to make them know what I'm saying. But I feel like men should have a different outlook on things. It shouldn't have to be, oh, well, it's not going to be received or as what I'm trying to portray. Because at the end of the day, you can talk to you blue in the face, and sometimes some things don't get over through to people in that very moment. Sometimes people have to sit with stuff to be like, oh, that's what they was trying to say. Sometimes it got to be replayed a couple of times before they be like, oh, that's what he was trying to say. Or sometimes people need, actions to go behind it. So for me, if you're saying, hey, you're not you're not emotionally available for me enough. Well, what does that look like to you? So that means, are you saying, hey, I'm not present, as far as I'm not in tune with what you're saying to me, what you're trying to portray to me, what you're trying to get over? Or are you saying, hey, when it's my birthday, you're not making the surprise as big as I would like it? Because that's part of the emotions too. So I also
love language.
I also feel like that men, couples, men, women, whoever, have to be okay with, or should be okay with, dissecting whatever the problem is and getting to the root of whatever the problem, what the issue is, or how you making me feel, and then be open-minded to change. And you can't just say, oh, she ain't gonna care. If I tell her that I don't like red shoes just because I know her attitude and she like red, she ain't gonna change it. No, you have to be open to that and say something, and maybe, give a different example. And then sometimes that person is just not your person.
Right. That's what I was about to say, because most people go off their experience, their one or two experience, and then use that for a guide in life. No one is gonna listen, no one is gonna care, no one is blah blah blah. But baby, you was with no one that you was even supposed to be with.
Exactly.
Like, you was with no one that was emotionally intelligent or nurturing enough to even
receive what she was trying to put out. Because everybody don't deserve the queen treatment. Every woman you with don't deserve the queen treatment. Every man you with don't deserve the king treatment. And my daddy told me that, and my goddaddy showed me. So I feel like if a lot of people don't know what things like that mean. A lot of people think that every woman I get, I have to treat her like a queen. No, you have to be nice. You should be nice and kind. But every woman you get does not get the queen treatment. Every man you get with should not get the king treatment, should not get the husband treatment. So therefore, we as a people have to learn how to differentiate that and know when, okay, I'm going to be vulnerable with this person because I'm spending the rest of my life with them. Not I'm going to be vulnerable with this person because we sexted each other. Or not I'm going to be vulnerable with this person because we go out to lunch with each other every now and then. So I think that's the problem. And I also feel like it's okay, and people don't understand that, it's okay if you're not meshing with that person.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It doesn't even mean a bash thing. If your discernment is strong and you know what you want and what you need, and if you're dealing with someone that's not on your level, that's okay.
It's okay.
They're not there yet. They're not there. So like it can also be your fault, guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, not saying taking a risk on someone that you felt like you could open up with and it just didn't turn out right, but like Natural Beauty said, like Natural Beauty said, I'm just saying, be selective, have your discernment, and energetically feel who you can connect with on that level, like.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure this is assuming for the people who thought they could connect with someone on that level, and then it just turned out,
because everybody don't deserve your vulnerability. Everybody don't deserve your vulnerability. That's almost like I'm walking on the belt line and I'm just speaking to every man I see. Hey, my name is. How are you? Oh, you want some ice cream? No, everybody don't deserve that. So I get what you're saying from the post. It might just be from actual previous relationship, but at the end of the day, like I feel like too, from a relationship standpoint. If you and that person's in a relationship and it didn't work out, or that person didn't mesh, you feel like you can't tell me your feelings, then either we need to go to the next step, which I think, if you're married, counseling is the next step, because a counselor is a mediator. A counselor is not a dictator. Mm-hmm. A counselor is a mediator. So a counselor is the person that's going to allow you to say your piece, allow him to say his piece, and then that counselor is going to mediate. Okay, so now this is what she was trying to say. Now this is what he was trying to say. Absolutely. So I feel like from that standpoint, when you do those things and that person's still not acceptance or open to your vulnerability, then we might have to do something different.
Right. And that's absolutely one of the ways to help create that safe space and help work through it and help grow through it. Absolutely seek professional help if needed for the counseling. Like you said, if there's a deeper issue or you guys are struggling significantly with expressing emotions, consider suggesting couples therapy or individual counseling, because I'm telling you, when you work on yourself and you figure yourself out and you can try to work on being the most mature person you can be, then it's going to help, in your relationships, and, the person is going to counteract with you. Someone's going to have to be on your level now. You feel me? So you're going to start attracting that same thing. But definitely, because I wanted to go over some things that, some strategies to help guys be in that safe space, but that was definitely one of them. And to be vulnerable with yourself, we were speaking about that too. So share your own feelings and experiences. Females, I'm speaking of, also be vulnerable. When you're vulnerable with your guy, that helps him be vulnerable with you. So the more you open up and the more you show your emotions and not scared to express yourself, whatever, it helps the guy come into your vulnerable moment and also be vulnerable as well. So, but like this next post says, don't go back and talk about it when stuff hit the fan.
I feel like that's unhealed and hurt people, because what I did learn in counseling,
I saw that on the post. That's not good.
Hurt people.
Absolutely.
So when you're being vulnerable with your mate and you're pillow, I call it pillow talking. Mm-hmm. When you're pillow talking with your mate, and if your mate bring that back up in an argument, that's hurt people. You hurt. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to figure out how to hurt me, which in turns you bring back up my vulnerable moments when I'm expressing to you about whether it's about my friends, whether it's about my financial situation, whether it's about my health or whatever, and you bring that back up in a fight. Then I call it the lack of. I call it coward. That's you a coward, because first of all, as my quote unquote partner and supposed to be my safe place, you're not supposed to be able to bring that back up.
Right. Well, they do it on purpose. Whenever anyone does that, they can't punch you physically, so they punch you with their words. Mm-hmm. They try to intentionally hurt you with their words, since they can't do it physically, or,
That's a coward move. That's a
it's just immature.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just immature. Like, when you just grow up and move past that, the peace supersedes all. So I'm not trying to hit below your belt or do none of that, my brother, my sister. I'm turning the other cheek, and I'm finna go on, get from around you, go get my mind right, put my head in the clouds, play some music and stuff, and change my energy, my vibes. Like, right. I'm not finna stoop down and do none of that, because, Yeah,
because you mess
it's
around and say the wrong
unnecessary.
thing, and it could get bad. You know what I mean? Like you mess around could say the wrong thing that I've shared with you, and you don't know if that's a trigger for me or for that person.
Oh, they
And
know. They want to trigger you. More than likely, they know it's a trigger, and they saying it on purpose so they can piss you off. But that's why I don't like to even be around that, because it's just like, if we can't handle this discussion, I don't want to say argument, but we can't handle this like in a calm adult way without, you trying to throw shots and stuff. You may well be somebody on the streets if we
right.
throwing shots at each other like that or whatever. But yeah, so that was another thing that man spoke about, which that goes both ways. When people are mad in arguments, the couples are mad, and then bring up the past on each other, try to hurt each other. So what you told your partner in safety, out of safety, becomes a weapon used against you. So I definitely understand that, and like I said, that can go for both ways. But I know that was mentioned for the men in the group chat as why they do not like to express themselves, because it will get used against them, and also talked about in the group chat. They said they get talked about in the group chat as well. So that's unacceptable. Now everybody know, your friends, you're gonna talk to your friends or whatever. Dudes gonna talk to their dudes about whatever's going on. The female's gonna talk to their friends about what's going on. But running to the group chat with every argument, or you might have a specific friend you talk to, but basically just seem like you just straight up talking about your person. That's unacceptable, and that's not creating a safe space for anyone. So please,
DJ
non-judgmental attitude.
Sensei Live.
Shout out to DJ Sensei. Go DJ. That's my DJ. Hey, DJ Sensei tuning in. Hey, DJ Sensei, man, I was just speaking about you earlier. I don't think you missed it before you came in, but we're back on the subject about, how do men get in their safe space? On that time we were talking about the women, being in their feminine energy. How do we let the men be in their safe space? And I know for you were saying, be open enough to receive the information without getting too emotional. Getting too emotional makes you not want to express yourself, whatever, because in fear, you don't want to hurt their feelings, or you don't want them to not be accepting of it or know how to handle it. You want them to be mature in handling that and rectifying the situation and whatnot. But yeah, for us women, to help that, have a non-judgmental attitude. This for everyone. Have a non-judgmental attitude. Approach conversations without judgment. Encourage him or her to shine through his thoughts and feelings without fear of criticism. Okay, and that goes both ways. I know we're specifically talking about what the women can do for the men so they can be in their safe space, but goes both ways. Be non-judgmental and just listen and just open up and just talk. You got to go into your therapy mind a little bit, with your partners, your friends, and everyone. Everyone don't think the same. Everyone don't have the same mindset. Everyone is not moving the same, but don't judge someone for it,
Right.
Like, you don't have to judge them for it or whatever. Just give some good advice. Hope they do the right thing or whatever, And then, man, people take other people's problems so personal. Like, you don't know what anyone else have to go through and grow, whatever. Like, people have to go through things so they can grow. Yeah. People have to go through things personally so they can feel it internally or whatever. So, like, don't ever judge anyone for what they do. You think it's stupid. You think they're dumb or whatever. Why would they do that? You don't know everyone's path. Everyone have a different path. So, look, just know you need to worry about yourself. Look, that's my perfect thing to say all the time. Look, worry about yourself, okay?
And be okay. I feel like people also have to be okay with when you're being vulnerable with somebody. Well, I first of all like to, depending on what my audience is, I like to start off the conversation with saying, hey, I'm not looking for your opinion. I'm just trying to vent. Or, hey, I'm looking for your opinion. I'm not just venting. Mm-hmm. And when you open up the conversation like that, and when you allow the person that you're venting to, whether it's a group chat, whether it's, your man, your woman, or whomever, be okay with their answer or their response, but
also be open to their response as well.
Right, be open to their response. And then not because you can't make somebody apply what you say to their everyday life, but you also can kind of take from it. You know what I mean? Like, you can take their perspective from their response pertaining to your situation. But of course, you're in it because your thoughts in it and your feelings in it is going to be different from theirs. They're on the outside looking in. They're not going through the situation that you're going through, whether it's a relationship problem, whether it's a health problem, whether it's a children problem, or whatever it is. But I think we have to be okay with, if we're asking for someone's opinion, to take it lightly, apply it where it's needed, and be okay with that. And if it's not needed, or what their opinion was or what their response was, if it does not apply,
take it personal, right?
Don't take it personal,
Yeah.
or don't use it. You know,
Yeah.
you open up the conversation to say, hey, I'm looking for your opinion. Hey, I'm just here to vent. I just want to just go on and on. And I need you every now and then to say, okay, yep. Mm-hmm. Or not even say yeah, because I might be asking a question and you be agreeing to it. You can just be like, every 5 minutes, so I know you listening. But in all actuality, I just need a person, a body to vent to. So, you know, I think we as a culture, or as a people too, have to understand the difference when we're talking to certain people. I think we talked about this earlier in our podcast. We have different friends for different situations.
Yeah.
Like, I have a group of married friends who I only talked about married problems. I have a group of funny friends where everything is shits and giggles. I have a group of parent friends where we only talk about kid stuff and how to make the kids' life easier. And then you got these party friends where everything is about partying. They know how to put on a party. They know how to come to a party. So you have to be able to determine your circle. And if you don't have any of those, or if you have all the, because I got one friend, I have all that in one, and I can bounce all my situations off of, and the opinion, his opinion is always neutral. It's never, oh girl, I told you, or oh girl, leave that man, oh girl, go get that man. It's always a neutral response, and he leave it on the table and walk away. We go to something different. So you have to be able to find your group if you don't feel vulnerable enough to go to your partner in every sense. Because in a day too, I don't feel like everything is for your partner. Some people does, some people feel different. Some people feel like their partner should know everything. Me, nowadays, in these relationships, no, I don't feel like your partner should know every single thing when it comes to your vulnerability, because again, that person is not guaranteed. I know we want it to be, but that person not always guaranteed.
Right.
So therefore, you have to find that safe person. If it's not your parents, or if it's not your sister, if it's not a best friend or whatever, that you got to find who that person is to kind of bounce these things off of, instead of keeping it internalized. And that's for men too. And that's why men walk around most of the time with they stuff in the sack, because they don't have anybody to bounce it off of. They feel like, oh, I look weak if I call my homeboy to my homeboy, my shawty tripping, or I call my brother to my brother, my shawty tripping, or if I call my mama to my mama, they good tripping. Like, I look weak. No, you don't.
And so it's not even just to the females, because that was another one of the things on the post. They don't want to share their vulnerability because women will call them sassy and say they weak. And it seems like that's a feeling that you could possibly get from friends, family, not even just
the person,
the
your mate,
significant other or whatnot. So and I feel like that just goes with mental health awareness. Yeah. What people always trying to dismiss your feelings. Man, go on, man, always crying about something. Man, you know, people don't take anything serious, always think something to joke, always, you know, projecting their feelings on other people, because they probably feel like nobody care about me, man, when I try to say stuff, you know, just like the person in his head. You saying what your feelings is, but it doesn't matter because no one does nothing. No one cares. So when you start having that attitude about yourself and your own feelings, you start projecting it on other people. Now you don't care about other people. Man, going on. Nobody want to hear that junk. Because why? Because that's how you feel. Nobody listen to me. Nobody want to hear me, man. Going on, this how life is, blah, 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 blah. But if people could just change their perspective and actually, I think there's nothing else to say but to care. You have to change your perspective and care.
And vibrate high.
Like, if you don't care, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and vibrate high, because if you don't even care about what they saying, like, you never gonna care. You're gonna be like, man, going on. Every time it's gonna be dismiss. Like, I'm not trying to hear any of that. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely think that goes with mental health altogether, and definitely maturity, you know, just, yeah. You know,
because I also think that too, in today's society, a lot of hurt people try to get in relationships and think they can heal through the relationship, when in turns, sometimes it works, sometimes it make it chaotic. Because you got to think about it. If I'm operating out of a place of healness and wholeness, and my mate or partner operating out of a place of, you know, anger, resentment, unhealed, then it's making our relationship kind of sloppy. because
Yeah.
my mind state is a clear, an open mind state. Not saying it's right, but it's open. I'm open to, hey, you want to move to Alaska? It might not be a bad idea. Hey, you want to build a farm? Might not be a bad idea. But if I got a partner who's unhealed, move to Alaska for what? You got a nigga here you just run from? Wait, what?
Right.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It could throw you off.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I also feel like people get in relationships and they're not whole. Meaning you haven't done your own internal work to be able to give to your partner.
Yeah, that's right.
Because relationships, again, it's hard. It's hard all across the board. But think about it. The woman has to be available for the kids, if there's any, and the man, of course, because he's there. But the man, 9 times out of 10, only got to be available for the woman. His intention. He's not saying that some, and there's some. I'm just say some opinionated. This is my opinion, not facts. But some men are not invested in those kids' feelings, because men, they teach their kids to be hard. You be hard. You don't have no feelings. Don't have no feelings. Don't be sad. You go out there, you beat them up. But women, we're emotionally instilling that into the kids. So men only, quote unquote, in my opinion, again, I feel like they're only responsible for the woman and her feelings. But if you don't have enough room in your heart, or your mind, or your mental for my problems and my issue, then it's always gonna be correct.
Right, and that was the difference. See, a healed, mature man only have time for that. I mean, unhealed and immature man only have time for that. But a healed and mature person is gonna put in the work in all those areas.
In all areas,
it's
yeah.
definitely, especially instilling mindfulness in the children. It reminds me of like going to karate. What it's all about. It's all about strength, patience, and control. And it all comes from the mind. You got to know how to control your mind. To not beat nobody up like Bruce Lee out here. You feel me? We gonna get more into this topic, man. We gotta get a few more grooves in for DJ Sensei. When we get back, we gonna get into some more. What can we do to create this safe space for the men? All right, Pulse 101.3, Wisdom Wednesday.
Shout out to DJ Sensei, y'all.
Hey,
I don't know if y'all can hear it on my live or not, but DJ Sensei grooving, y'all. We bad. We bad. Yo, we bad.
DJ Sensei, he gonna keep us lit, twirling up in the studio. You feel me?
Right.
Let's twirl here now.
Thank you.
But they say you look beautiful.
They were like nice shades. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to look. I do a little something.
I do like those. That Cardi B laugh be killing me.
I was just trying to look something,
Okay, she here with the money green today, y'all. The money green. It's been money green all week. What's going on?
It's been money green all week.
Baby, we was on that money green yesterday.
With the whole
money
family
green,
had
money
green.
team. We trying to manifest some stuff.
We gotta
up in
manifest
here, okay?
some stuff, man.
Call it in. All right. We gonna call in this safe space for y'all men right now. All right. We've been going over some things. What we could do as women to create this safe space for y'all men. All right. We done touched over some things.
Let me before we finish that, I do want to say this small snippet too. Remember I was saying that men have to know who that safe space should be shared with. But I also feel like women, you gotta watch that, because you mess around and give it to the wrong woman, and it can be used as abuse and abused. So I just feel like we as women can do better in acknowledging, like, hey, I'm not the one to be sharing that with. Pause. I understand I'm your girl for the night. But yeah, that's just too much for me. You know what I mean? And I think we gotta be okay with saying that. And I know that might kind of come off as, not standoffish. What's the word I'm trying to use? Like avoidance. Like I'm trying to avoid.
No, but that's like when you say, sometimes you want to tell somebody, hey, I just want to vent. I don't really want no advice. Or sometimes you might say, I want this advice. I don't want to. What if they just want to vent to somebody? Just listen. Right. I ain't gonna say I ain't the right person to vent to. I'm just, I might give you my own little advice and then go on. I ain't gonna try to fix it and be the healer about it.
If she got ill intentions, then I don't think you should be venting.
Well, yeah, ill intentions, but just to say, I might not be the one to listen to it because I ain't finna, give you no advice or help you out with it or nothing like that. I might not need you to say nothing. Just sit there and listen. But yeah, them people with ill intentions, Yeah, you just gotta use your discernment
You
on
gotta
that, because
use
you never
discernment,
know. You never know until they flip out and get mad on you and crash out, and now our business street.
Right.
Anyway, it's like,
Not a whole TikTok.
I never knew.
The whole TikTok.
Right.
But go ahead. What
So,
you
you know.
get ready to share.
But yeah, we touch over some things, that we need to do to, create this safe space. And this goes for both ways, both people, men and women. So encourage open communication, active listening to you guys, don't be judgmental about it when you do it. So approach conversations without judgment, encourage each other to share some thoughts and emotions on, some things that you go through in life. Be vulnerable to yourself. Be vulnerable yourself. So you yourself be vulnerable to your partner and share experiences. Talk about times when you felt vulnerable or struggle with your emotions, showing that it's something normal, a part of life. All right. So show something that you guys can resonate with and talk about, and, connect on a level about that. And that way you'll be comfortable being vulnerable with each other. Okay. Create a supportive environment, a safe space, a safe physical space. Okay, so choose a comfortable and private setting for discussion. Okay, don't be talking about your business all out at the bar when people are around. You feel like maybe they're not paying attention to me. I'm sitting here expressing my feelings, and you looking at that BBL over there to the left. Okay, you need to get somewhere where you can focus and concentrate. You guys, have that alone time and talk to each other. Okay, ask open-ended questions, and have your emotional feelings normalized. Have that a normal thing to talk and express your feelings. Encourage deeper conversations by asking questions that require more than a yes or a no answer. Okay, you feel bad about this? Yes or no? Okay, next question. What is it about me
That's
that
so
I'm doing
dismissive.
that makes me? That's dismissive?
That's dismissive. Like
No, I'm saying go deeper.
No, I know. I'm saying your example was that was just so dismissive. Yes or no? Like that, it was just the question. When you answer the question, was like no. Okay, next question. No. I'm saying no. Next, let me ask this differently, because a yes or no is not what I need. Let me go deeper. What is it about this that's feeling? Because we need to get to the root of the problem. I don't need a yes or no. I need to know why and what's causing this. So ask deeper questions. Get deeper in that conversation by asking a question that requires more than a yes or a no. Because that's not giving me all the answers. I need to know why, and I need to know what I'm supposed to do about it, okay? So be patient and understanding, avoid the pressure. Like you were saying, you feel like making it normal to tell somebody, hey, no, I might not be the one you want to even tell. So avoid the pressure. If you're feeling pressured about it or whatnot, don't force him or her. Also, this is saying the opposite. Don't pressure someone to talk about it. Is what it's saying. Yeah. Although I know you were saying like don't feel pressure to listen or whatnot, but like don't pressure someone to talk about something that they're not ready to talk about yet. Let it come in on their own time, because that's gonna cause some friction. And then you're gonna end up being demanding and not creating a safe space because you trying to make somebody do something they don't want to do or whatnot, or whatever. But all of this is just relationship altogether. Respect those boundaries, acknowledge effort, put in the effort, educate each other, learn about each other. Let me tell you a little something about me. When this be happening, I don't like that. When that be happening, the crazy side might come out of me. My alter ego gonna come out, that vein gonna be popping in the middle. And I'm gonna go on, and you're not gonna understand nothing I'm saying. So how about let's do this the simple way. Let's do this the adult way. Let's have a comfortable, open, insensitive conversation, because ain't nothing left out there but lemon pepper, wings, and hookah. The dating market and the dating scene is piss poor. And again, I'm just being funny, but I just think we're not experts, obviously, but we also speak from experience. So you yourself in your relationship, you and that person. And when you find your person, because again, every person is not for you. Does not make that person a bad person. Does not make you a bad person. But every person that you encounter is not for you.
But it's something. They're doing something good for you. Either you're learning a lesson. Yeah, like you're learning a lesson.
So it's a season. That person could be your season.
Yeah, it could be a season, but it's beneficial for something.
Yeah.
Even if they stayed or left, you learned a lesson.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we got to be okay with that. But I think people, we nowadays, because the dating scene is really, not there anymore. I think we try to hold on to whatever we got, no matter what it is, because it's nothing else out there. And
then that's the mindset. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been out there in so long, but I mean, I guess I would say I'm like I guess would be like a hopeless romantic type person. So like I wouldn't never just think like, oh my gosh, there's nothing out there but them lemon pepper wings and Waffle House. But I mean, like I'm thinking if I'm mature and healing, nigga, somebody else is too. Yeah. I just ain't gonna ever believe that. Oh, ain't nothing out there, man. Somebody out there that's matching my vibration. I'm telling you, because I'm vibrating how somebody out there is too. Like. So it's the mindset too. Your mindset keep you where you at because you keep thinking ain't nothing out there for you. So guess what? Nothing is gonna be out there for you. The universe hear you. The universe said, baby, she don't want nothing. She said ain't nothing out there but lemon pepper wings and hookah. So just keep putting them out there for her. Don't show her nothing else. Okay?
Don't show her
right. Don't show her nothing else. Shoot, y'all gotta change that mindset.
Yeah, you have to.
But yeah, I think it all boils down to, I know we gotta get up out of here, but being mature, you know, it all starts with you. It all starts with yourself. Okay, so heal yourself. You know, work on yourself, do your shadow work, you know, learn yourself, you know, and heal people, heals people. Mm-hmm. Just like we say, hurt people. Okay, so you go heal yourself and grow in yourself and know yourself and all that. So you can attract that all around you, or you going to tell the people around you, know, this ain't what I deal with, and you're going to have to come with me. Being my circle going to be correct. So heal people. So start with yourself. And I feel like the more, you know, you are, you know, healed and mature and understand yourself or whatever, you can understand other people. And that go both ways. So women, work on yourself, go straight in the inside so you can be the best that you can be for your partner. And men, go on the inside and work on yourself so you can be the best that you can be for your partner. Okay? It takes two. Okay? We both got to do this thing together. All right? Before we get up out of here, you know, I got to leave you with some affirmations, you know, to let you guys know that you are bold, brave, and beautiful. Okay?
Ooh, that's a new one. You are bold, brave, and beautiful.
Okay? You are the author of your life. Know that. So if you don't like that what's going on, baby, change the narrative.
Change the narrative. Write your own story.
And know that you are divinely guided and protected. So don't be scared.
Divinely guided and protected.
To do any of those moves that you feel like you are guided to do, because God is on your side. Like Nationwide is on your side. God is on your side, okay? So don't ever be scared, all right, y'all? Know that, live in that, and being your authentic self.
Authentic.
Until next time.
Until next time, guys.
Next Wednesday, hey.
Next Wednesday.
It might be Natural Beauty, man. I think I got to go to court, man. Hey, but next Wednesday, tune in. Post 101.3 Wisdom.
101.3, we out. See y'all next Wednesday.
Ow.